So if there's anything that you don't want to say, don't say it.
Sorry, I won't mention about the baby. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go take the plate downstairs.
Alright, let's get back into this. So...
Hey, it shows the screen now.
Whoa, Tim, you are very quiet.
That better?
A bit, yeah, but you were really quiet there.
Yeah, that's because that microphone was shifted out of the way.
Yeah, keep it like where it's actually going to pick up your voice. Did you say it's actually playing, Tim?
Where's Will gone?
He did say he was taking his plate downstairs.
Yeah, I DC'd.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, no, wait, this is a clip.
Alright, it says it's going, although it says I've got no viewers. Are you watching, Tim?
I've literally only just opened it, so...
Okay, fair enough. So...
Also, just saying, did you like that Merlin video I sent you?
It's a Merlin video, of course I was gonna like it. Oh,
I'm
wow.
very tempted, with our next loan payment, to just buy the entire set. Like, all 5 seasons. And just rewatch all of
really
it.
only 5 seasons?
It really was, and it was only, I think it was a maximum of 13 episodes per season.
Wow.
It felt like a lot more.
So much more, yeah. Why does my camera feel like it's looking down a bit? There we go, that's a bit better. Oh, my frame rate here is probably going to suffer with all these spiders, but hey ho. Oh wait, Will, aren't you arachnophobic?
The spiders will eat them for sure.
Yeah, but I don't have the stream up, so it's fine.
I was going to say.
And you know what? I went on to open it. Heard you say that. Close the tab down. So
It's not that bad.
I don't need to find out how bad it is. I'll be honest.
They are rather low poly.
Well, you know what? I thought, you know what? That game, it's not gonna look good, right? It'll be fine. And then I realised everything in that game is like horror game turned up to 11. So
No, that's just you not liking this game.
I don't know, man. Some of it's pretty terrifying.
I would say that's just you being overly mean to the Hobbit.
Nah, he's right.
Oh, don't you start.
Those them Gretchens are all rapey, aren't they?
What?
Okay, I don't remember that.
I seem to remember that from last time. They had like the really weird look on their face, and they were like, they went to like touch you or something.
They were the goblins that were trying to kill me. If that's what you're referring to.
That might be it, yeah.
Oh, I remember this now. You were freaked out because there was like a close-up of one of the faces.
Oh yeah, it was like a jump scare, wasn't it? That one's blue. You know, I think the bugs on the screen freak me out more than the spiders do.
Why?
Don't know, I don't like them for some reason. I'm not against ladybirds, but I just don't like them for some reason.
It is very odd for a game to have that kind of thing on the menu.
True, but I've always kind of liked it. I've always found it had a bit of serenity to it.
I think it's the way they move rather than the bugs themselves. Because like the way they move is like inhumanly sort of smooth. It's not like they're like flickering around the screen like like bugs do and that. They just they glide. They silently glide.
That makes sense.
Why did that not drink a health potion? It is 4 for a health potion, right?
I don't remember.
I'm sure that's what it was. Oh, come on. I'd literally...
Tim. Ignore what I just said then, for a start. Obviously I was replaying Reach last night. I was just doing a bit of the multiplayer, not actually like replaying the campaign. I'm saving that. But after replaying it a bit, I can almost slap my personal guarantee on it that I think you will love the game. I think you will really, really like it.
Is this old Reach or new Reach or what?
Oh, I mean, he's not going to play old Reach because he's not going to buy a 360.
Oh,
It's new.
fair.
Well, I mean, it's the same Reach, I guess, but yeah, new Reach.
Also, for reference, well, you said that you get about 150 credits-ish per game.
Yeah, in fact, I'll Google. Oh, yeah, what's the maths on that?
23,765 games.
It's probably about right. I know you can still get...
Chris is in chat again. Reach to the stars.
Not that kind of Reach.
Oh, mountains.
I
I feel like there's a reference here that I'm missing, but... Also, is this chat popping up in stream? It should be, but I don't see it.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Must just be being blind. Right, bugger off. Oh no, don't freeze! Oh man, for a moment I thought everything had just crashed. I was like, oh no.
You know what? At some point, if there's ever like a 2-week jam, we'll need to try and recreate this.
2 week?
The Hobbit.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do it in a 2-day thing, are we?
Yeah, but how many 2-week jams do we participate in? Oh, actually around here.
Tim, I'll be honest, I don't think we could replicate
maybe.
that if we had years.
I reckon we could rebuild a small version of it, but no, not in like a normal jam time. Oh, bloody hell, I'm going to run out of friggin' health potions. Oh, buggery. I have some jam that's been in the fridge for 2 months. Wrong kind. Okay, Chris. If that's the level of humour we're going with.
Yeah, I'm with Chris on this one. I don't think we could. I think it would come out looking much like his 2-month-old GM.
I mean, you may finish the inventory system. When I say small, I mean not including any of the inventory system, nothing like that. You basically have you have Sting and you walk through a few of the levels. Not like the full-on game.
You have what? Sting?
Sting.
It's his sword.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what his sword's called. Hashtag spoil. He's had forever to actually read the books and everything. I don't think Wo's gonna read them. Or play the game. He's more likely to read the books than play the game.
Well, I have the Hobbit. I just didn't go around to reading it. I actually put it back. Because I just don't have time. Plus, I'm in the middle of reading Artemis still, so.
Fair. To be fair, the Hobbit book is really good. One of the best books I've read, I feel like. That's not gonna work.
Also, it's not exactly spoilers to know the name of a sword. Let's be honest.
He means his jam.
Oh! I thought you meant spoilers.
To be fair, I thought
I
the
did as
same
well, to be
thing.
fair.
Oh man. I'll be honest, the main thing that's actually getting me here actually is Chris had something in mind he was going to ask others to look at, and then he thought, oh no, I'll get him to look at the streaming stuff after their deadlines because I don't want to add to their workload. And here I am just streaming myself. Okay, Chris, in all honesty, out of interest,
you unlucky man.
what did you make of the game?
Yes, I'll let him off.
Bought the lunchbox.
What did you think of the film? Trying to extend that small book into 11 hours of footage.
What do you think of Benedict Cumberbatch writhing on the floor of a motion capture studio?
Oh, come on, they all moved out the bloody way.
It's almost as if they have survival instincts.
It's almost as if they have good AI.
I think that's asking a bit too much from this game.
Yeah.
Good
What's
AI.
the spiky dildo at the bottom?
Spiky, what?
It's a health bar.
What, in
Of
the
what?
bottom left? That's not a dildo. You ask this every time. It's my weapon attack to stamina.
No, that's not what I'm asking about. Also, I tell that I ask that every time.
You
Oh,
actually
the bar
do.
in the bottom middle.
No, he thought the film was good. To be fair, the first two films of The Hobbit were good. I wasn't a fan of the third. Yeah, I think they want... who's the director? I think he wanted to tie in...
Tolkien.
Yeah,
Oh, not
no,
Tolkien.
director, not the author. I think they wanted to tie in stuff that they didn't get to add from the Lord of the Rings films. So I think that's why there was more tie-ins from the others, which is quite interesting. I just like how Gandalf, Ian McKellen, has aged backwards the whole time. I'm playing this really bad.
Yeah, they did muck
Yeah.
up the third.
Yeah, I just think they tried extending the battle too much, considering in the book it was literally like 2 pages, and they try and make 2 pages into a whole film.
Well, you say that, John. If you do read into it, there is actually like a... I can't remember where it's from, but I swear there's somewhere there's like an explanation of all the tactics that each side used and where each army was and what was going on, etc.
Probably in more of the other books, but not in The Hobbit itself.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, in The Hobbit itself, it's pretty much he got hit on the head by a rock and didn't wake up until well.
I'll have to read the Silmarillion.
I will read a lot of Tolkien's other books. I've only read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Oh, I don't want to be up here. Or do I? No, I can make use of this.
Yes.
Here we go.
I have sad news. It's not. Well, it's kind of sad. Sad for you because it involves statistics. The Halo Reach stats were retired on the 3rd of the 1st, 2018.
It was targeted for 12 years. That's true, actually. That is very true. Oh, that was a bad place to slide down.
Oh, you know, you can still check. Oh, hold on. I just can't remember.
Let's get out of here. Yeah, that is all very true, to be fair.
John, there's a spider in the floor there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm kind of Right, bugger off.
The screen is also frozen for me.
Sure, it's
just
fine on my end. Oh,
yeah, it's fine on mine too.
bollocks, bollocks,
My
bollocks.
internet is having some fun.
Yeah,
What just happened? Well, I'm not worried that I'm going to have exactly the same thing as you.
No one would give the contract to write adult fiction, so he wrote The Hobbit to score a contrast. Oh, interesting. Did he write The Hobbit before his other books then?
wait, what's this?
Ah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. Oh, whoa, that's... Okay, note to self, don't touch the trackpad at this point. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
My internet is being so shoddy.
I'll serve a region for you, Tim.
Haven't you
Oh,
already
it's
changed
my
server
internet.
region?
You what, John?
Haven't you already changed the server region? Bad place to stand. Oh, bollocks, bollocks and bollocks.
I've
I
changed
swear
it.
this used to have better controls. I don't know
I
if
was
it's just
saying,
my
Will.
memory or the fact I'm playing this for a VM. Probably a bit of both, I imagine.
I was saying, well, it's not Discord. It's my internet.
Yeah, but
Who's your
sometimes
provider? It's not asked for, is it?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think yes. But...
Bollocks, 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 bollocks. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, Chris, but no one would pay for the idea, but the Hobbit was so popular they requested a sequel. Okay, fair. Did he write another one that was in the equivalent of The Hobbit then? Because... okay, no, he just went straight into Lord of the Rings. To be fair, from what I know of the guy, that doesn't particularly surprise me. Right, oh boy. Chris, for your upcoming game dev stream again, have you been able to settle on a date for that yet? Nope. I'm going to assume that's the answer to my previous question with how quick that was. Right, get the hell out of here. Go away. Come on. Leave me alone. What did I ever do to you? Come on, this bloody spider. Not today, Arthur. I know you posted on Twitter and shared the tweet, but I wasn't sure how many people actually saw it, so... But I have settled on a day. Ooh, what day is it? Probably Monday. I know most people are voting on that. Yeah, fair. I mean, normally I would have gone for Tuesday myself, but a few things have changed around, so... Gotta say that, I would have thought more people would have preferred a bit later on. Well, it's what it is. We're a weird lot, us computer science and game dev lot. I'm playing this so bad. Right. No! Trackpad, work! Right. You stay frozen while okay, you're not gonna stay frozen. I wanted to deal with the rest of these buggers first. Bugger me. Come on, drink health potion, right, get the hell away from her. Bloody antidotes! As both board gaming and sword fighting me. Yeah, well, it's not our society it meets, it's just a few of us go down to Wolf's Head who give us expert coaching for it. But I didn't know Tabletop met on a Monday. I thought they met on a Wednesday. Could be wrong though. Right, bugger off. Right, just this sod left. Right. Just bugger off. Oh man, well I was also going to ask you something, I've forgotten what it was. Oh yeah, have you had a look at what I wrote for the profile for Itch yet?
Nope. I haven't on. And then when I was at home yesterday, I wasn't in a position to check.
They always tune into stream. Okay, fair. Expect coaching. Meh. I mean, Wolf's Head kind of have several dozen tournament medals under the belts, and they've got fully qualified instructors, and it's all a bit more. I'll teach you how to swing a blade, Squire. I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that one. Besides, I'm more of a longsword guy, kind of guy, to be fair. I've tried a few others like side sword, arming sword, even a bit of rapier at one point, which was quite fun, I'll admit, but I always prefer longsword. Also, the sound's good. I apologise to those listening to the screen for this terrible audio.
Hey Tim. No.
There we go, that's all done.
Shit, finally connected.
No.
There we go.
Tim, you
The
sound like
wood
an
elves
expert, right?
returned and captured the
I
woody
have something
dwarves.
interesting
But
to
Bilbo
show you.
popped on his ring just in time. The wood elves took the dwarves into the Elven King's halls and closed the gates.
Give me a second.
I can only guess that someone somewhere in like his house
Yes, it is, Chris. Yes, it is.
download is just downloading a
Better not let
ton of
those elves
stuff.
catch me.
I'm not going to specify what,
Stuff is one way to put it.
but
Tim, there
whatever
was-
it is, they only view it in 4K 60 FPS.
a lot of years ago, right? And by that I mean it was like maybe 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, something like that.
So back at college.
Yes. When I used to play Reach every now and again.
Thank
more than I do
you,
now.
I share the same sentiment.
Are you familiar with? Well, there was this thing, right, Tim, that came with the Xbox that I got, because I got like a special like Reach Xbox, and it came with a code that you could put into the game. A bit like you put like
What
DLC
the
codes
bloody
in.
hell was
on-
that sound?
I bet you put DLC codes in on Steam, right?
Many dwarves that lack beard.
And yeah, and it was like a thing that would set your head on fire. You'd have a flaming helmet, right? It was a cool looking thing, right? And it also came like a special helmet and special chest piece to wear, right?
What is that sound? I think this game's bugging out.
Hello, Bilbo. You and your companions have done us
Sounds
no
like a
harm.
strangled
Fear that we are the
bird.
stubborn ones to keep your friends
Oh,
locked in
man.
our cellars. I will help you free them.
But yeah,
Get into
for the
the
sword,
cellars,
Chris,
you'll
I
need 3
completely
crystals.
agree. Like, one of the reasons I like
Keeps them
longsword
close,
is the
placed
weight of
around.
it just means you can just
Be wary of the
Put-
other wood elves.
well, you
Bilbo.
can just break
I
through
am the only
defenses.
friend you have.
But you still need to be good at using the sword, but you can just push your way through. It is kind of brute force a bit, but it works. At the end of the day, it's whatever keeps you alive. So, and length, which is why I get people annoyed with me because I've already got long arms.
Wandering our halls.
Not that it works on Tim because his arms are almost as long, but there we go.
Uninvited. Strange.
Out of interest, though,
Internet.
did you get your room sorted, or is it still sort of electronically blown up?
No, I just plugged everything back in. Hope for the best.
Seriously?
Yeah. If it catches fire, it catches fire, isn't it?
Bear in mind, this is a very small room with a lot of stuff in it, and you do have a pretty expensive PC in there.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it.
someone there?
If anything was coming with me when the room's on fire,
Perhaps it was not
it's
seen
uh,
now.
it's the PC.
Yeah, I was gonna say it better
For
be
sure.
the PC.
Also, is this someone messaging you? Oh,
Yeah. This was like a year or two ago. It's only just like popped up while I was searching for my Reach stats. But I thought you'd appreciate it because you're familiar with the Choose a Beggar subreddit.
Yeah, feel free to go along wherever, Chris. And as for don't mess with electricity, well, we're not the smartest guys around.
Hey, I have a qualification in electrical engineering. I'll have you know.
So
Not
you
a good
should
one.
know better. Yeah, we still do it.
No, it's my I know what I'm doing pass that allows me to do
Well,
dumb
what
stuff.
were we doing with the water atomizers, or whatever the hell the fancy name for them was, not that long ago?
Yeah, they were water atomizers. They atomize water.
Sure. Sure they did. They totally didn't just spray it all over the place. I got it all over my laptop.
Is someone there?
Oh boy. Isn't that meant to be one of the key rules as well? Don't mix water and electricity.
Have the prisoners revealed the errand that brought them to trespass here? They still refuse to answer.
This old puzzle.
I really wanted to watch the stream and John playing Hobbit, but my internet's just been terrible.
I didn't understand half of that. So I'm gonna guess it was something to do about your internet. Bollocks! What did I do? Whoops. You, to be fair, Tim, you should be able to just... Oh, I'm now back over here, aren't I? God bloody damn it.
I sense in
Oh,
all
he's got
presence
steak.
wandering
Okay, have
our
fun,
halls.
Chris. Enjoy your steak.
Necromancer?
Know that I'm incredibly jealous of that right now.
Just uninvited. Strange.
Oh. I can't be bothered to go after those extra courage points now, so I'm just gonna go straight on to where I need to be.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me properly now?
I heard something.
Yep.
All of a sudden, web pages are loading a lot faster, so clearly someone's finished downloading the pornography.
You're just in time for the end, Tim.
To answer, my liege.
And the green messages in this, by the way. The other guy's the blue messages, right? Do you know what comes after my green message, Tim?
Go on.
Oh, for God's sake! I suck at this game.
Nicely done, John.
I'll show you, Tim. There you go.
I sense in
What are you two
unseen
looking at
presence
anyway?
wandering our halls.
I'm sending him something dumb that someone was sending to me forever ago.
Uninvited.
There's no more messages after that, Tim. Do you know why?
You got banned?
He got banned. So I didn't even get to see it through. Maybe that guy did get his helmet. Who knows?
Oh, shoot. Nearly jumped on top of an elf then.
As an aside, Tim will be upset if those aren't in reach on PC.
Have the prisoners revealed the
Obviously,
errand
with being
that brought them to
exclusives.
trespass here?
It would.
They still refuse to answer, my liege.
I need that. I need that. And the rest can just be damned.
Something's terrifying, Tim. So this is on like the Xbox homepage, right? And it was because I was looking for my reach stats, and I just ended up here by accident, right? But this list is on the left. This is on a website, Tim. On the Xbox website. I haven't given any permissions to track what games I'm playing. Like the Reach, I understand. Halo 2, I understand. Because those are both either like Xbox games or games for Windows Live. The others, however.
Well.
Hey, Will.
Yes. Hello.
Well, it's kind of addressed to everyone this, but
Oh.
what would you all say if I said, shall we try and remake Lunarstein, but try and make a proper little game of it this time? Not a game jam game.
Well, what entails a proper game? I mean, I'm down. I'll preface, but what
Try
entails
and
a
make
proper
a
game?
full game out of it. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do it quickly because we're all always busy with work and stuff like that. But if we all just tried to put in like half an hour each week or something like that and try and make like a full proper game from it.
Well, I mean, what entails a full proper game is what I'm asking.
As in a full game to release.
No, that's not answering the question.
As
Like, what would
in
you
the-
what would
as-
you
as
want in it to consider it a full proper game?
Okay, as in, so a full game, as in a full playable game, kind of like what it is, but just basically smooth it out, add more levels, more gameplay, and make it more like actually fun to play. says that it's not fun to play, it's a chore because my mechanics were absolutely terrible.
I am down, but we're going to have to work out what half that means because more gameplay is a bit vague.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously we would need to discuss how
don't know
exactly
what-
we do it.
I don't know what you mean by more gameplay, though.
Just make it better. Basically, make Lunarstein again, but better, and release it.
The wind.
Right. Okay. So, like, rebuild... Are you on about, like, rebuild it from the ground up or building on what we already have?
Build it from the ground up.
Cool. I agree.
The White Council has taken the fight.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Necromancer.
I suppose it does depend on what it entails.
This land long enough.
Because I don't have much time I like to put into the projects
yeah.
I have
There's
at the
nothing
moment.
out there.
But,
Wait.
yeah, sure.
Obviously, we won't be able to try and make a magnificent
there?
masterpiece because we just don't have time. But just something that,
I think I heard footsteps.
as like I said, same thing again,
Perhaps it
just
was
make it
nothing.
better this time.
Was that the wind?
One thing that I'm going to roll out right now, though.
Someone there?
No, not working, because I'm currently working on a multiplayer game, and since Lunarstein is still tied to my account, it would still take out of the same pool.
That's
Like,
fine. I was thinking more
free
over
test
summer
users.
anyway, because by then I'll have my NAS going.
I think by summer will work. Well, I mean, I won't be any less busy in terms of I'll still be at work for the same amount of time,
Oh yeah,
but
I-
work will be a lot lighter because obviously everyone's off for the summer holidays, so we're not going to have people submitting support calls. So
yeah. I like
I'll probably be able to work on it a bit more.
You must find a way out of here, Bilbo.
Yeah, that's
Go
all I'm
explore
basically
that
saying.
hall
And
and
at the
see
end
what
of the
you
day,
can
if we end
find.
up with a week where we don't work at it, or we've got a week where we don't work at it, or I was meant to listen to that. Whoops.
Was that the wind?
But at the end of the day, I just think that it has the potential to be a good game. Like,
Must be
it's
Show yourself.
if it wasn't for poor mechanics, it would have actually been fun to play. So,
Yeah,
if we just build it up from the ground up again,
sure.
oh, there's no elf, so yeah. Okay, alright.
It's time to get these barrels picked up and sent to Lake Town.
This looks promising. If I can free the dwarves.
Then again, we've been saying that about
barrels and
every
send
game
them down
we've
the
made
river
at
to
Game
Lake
Jam.
Town.
Oh no, we didn't say about where home is where the mech is, to be fair.
No, but we're happy where that was. To be fair, I'm happy where this one is. But I
I'm
like
not.
making.
I really think the mechanics
I know
were
you're not.
piss poor.
Well, to an extent, I agree. I just think it's the best that we could have made of it at the time.
I know I can do a lot better than that. I know I can. Like everything else with the game I'm happy with, but my own work was terrible. I'm really not happy with it.
What would you do better next time?
More attention to player controller because particularly the look around is horrific. More testing and better shooting mechanics, so I'd probably use particle systems this
Is
time
someone there?
instead of ray tracing. Improved AI so it's not so dumb and robotic and just useless. Just
Is
things
someone
like
there?
if it loses sight of the player, remembering the player's last location it saw them at and moving to it, as opposed to then just stop moving at all.
Oh, you want to do it like Rescuing 24 Hours was?
Similar, yeah, that kind of thing. It's just little things that aren't hard to do, and some of which I've done before, but didn't do here.
I found a way out.
Well, if you
The
have to
elves
doing
send
it
barrels down the river to
around
Lake
the
Town.
summerish,
We pack ourselves
then-
into barrels. The elves
Excuse
will
me?
make our escape for us.
why don't you take this in between a bit to do a bit of practice? Get a bit of practice in, and then when we come to do it, you'll be
I'm
better
already
off.
thinking on that, to
You'll
be
need to put
fair.
Gallion and Butler to
It's
sleep
just,
before you
again,
get into
trying
the
to find
barracks.
time for that, but I do
It's
want
all
to
right.
try and
She's a
practice
friend.
on it more.
You
I
must
know I
use
can do
Gallion and
particle
Drowsy by putting
callbacks.
3 kinds of
Hmm.
herbs
I
in the
can
street.
do that.
One is in
Bits
the
that I
loop
would
behind
need
the
to
throne
practice
room.
on. I know I
Another
can
is in a
improve on
small
AI
clearing
from
in
what
the
was in
courtyard.
that, again,
The
done that
third
before.
is in an
It
old
would be
cave in a
just
courtyard.
trying to
Beware.
incorporate the
caves
two
were
into an
once home
actual
to
FPS.
spiders.
Hmm.
This potion will melt away the thickest.
I've been
So-
trying to
Find
I've been
those
trying
elves,
to
Bilbo.
practice
Don't worry
doing
about
gun
Gav.
mechanics a
The
lot more.
herbs won't harm him.
Both in terms of shooting, in terms of making guns just like feel nice and like
Yeah.
what's a good ballpark of like damage number for certain things to be in and all that.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like yeah, doing all of this as a basic thing is piss easy. It's making it feel good.
Yeah, anybody can have a raycast fire out the middle of the camera, but well, I mean, for a start, a raycast out the middle of the camera is not
So,
nice anyway
The
because
great gate.
it's like you're constantly using a sniper rifle, but without any of the precision.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's effectively what ours was. It was just a raycast.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. No, like raycasting is fine, but you need to add some inaccuracy to weapons because essentially inaccuracy accounts for the player's lack of skill to an
These
extent.
again.
Like if you have a slightly inaccurate weapon that has like a bit of bullet spread on it, it gives people more chance of hitting an enemy because there's more places to hit them, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah,
There's a larger percentage of your screen that you can hit them with.
Look how much a hassle it was to try and shoot the AI in our game because it was just a straight up raycast.
Yeah.
So, and at the end of the
And
day,
it-
using particle systems, you've just changed. I can't remember what the saying's called. It's like radius or something, but it's literally just a setting. It's just a property of the particle
It's
system.
just the angle, you just drag it in. Having said that, I did come up with a method. It's like a super easy method, to be fair. It's one of the things where like I've been stuck on this for about 10 years, the entire time that I've been using Unity, and it's such a simple solution that I just never thought of it because it was just too simple.
Yeah, that's often the case, though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you can put in like 2 extra lines. You can add accuracy to raycast weapons, and 1 extra variable actually.
Oh, I think I know. I think I've already figured it out. You use random dot range and you've just offset it, don't you?
No, you don't offset it. That is what a lot of people on the internet will tell you to do, and I can tell you it's not very good. Mainly because if you offset, it's still going straight.
No,
So
you
when
offset
you're
the angle, not as in the
yeah, not as in the position you do the angle.
yeah.
Sort of. That is something that I mentioned a little while back, but there is a better way of doing it. You don't do transform dot forward because it's just not reliable when you're using Cinemachine and stuff.
Yeah.
You get like a proper like transform vector from the point, not the camera. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the camera will go to what's it called, the Cinemachine like virtual cameras, which essentially is like floating transform, and you use that and you get a proper like serialized vector from it,
Yeah.
which is much neater, much nicer, just much more reliable. It's just better. Still only like 2 lines. It's just a different 2 lines. But yeah, it's a good way of doing it. It's good just like best practice sort of thing. And like I say, you essentially then just have like a this is another thing that I found. In Unity, I found out there's like a 1-line of code. Do you remember how I made a console for our game where you click the little cog and then there's like a run? You can like pick a function to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially similar to that, except it will lock a float variable to like a drag bar. So you can set a minimum and a maximum, and then you have like a drag bar in the inspector that you drag it between.
To be fair,
So
that
for,
would be
like-
really useful.
Yeah. So for something like accuracy, where obviously you don't want to set it too high, and you're dealing with like 0.00 values anyway, they're
Yeah.
like really small.
Well, it's between 0 and 1, really, isn't it? 1 being 100%, 0 being 0%, and depend on what weapon you've got.
Well, it's not. It don't work on percentages like that. But essentially, because it's like the amount that you're offsetting the raycast's rotation.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
similar to like the other way. But because it's like the amount that you're offsetting that, it very quickly adds up. So you have to do it real small amounts. Otherwise, you end up with like you might as well fire potatoes because they're going to be that inaccurate. But yeah, no, you just put in like a slider bar, and then it doesn't matter how small the values are. It's still something that you can like easily move about and use.
Yeah, well, that's
and obviously
why...
you can lock it so it'll never go too insane.
Well, that's why in the last jam I was trying to lock all the floats as publics in the inspector, so we didn't have to open the script every time we wanted to make changes.
Oh my, that was quick.
Yeah, it's much nicer to do stuff in the inspector, really.
The only thing
and also scripts are shared, so.
Yeah, the only thing it does do me nutting is there's times where you just end up with so many values in there, and it just looks like a mess. So trying to find like one specific value. I just wish there was a way you could like split it all up.
You can group them.
Can you?
Show yourself.
I did not know that. I'm
You
gonna
can.
have to Google that for later on.
Seems safe.
I fell down the rabbit hole of things you can do in the inspector that I never knew.
Is someone there?
When I was looking up that thing for
Show yourself.
that console, there's just tons of them.
Perhaps it was. Seems safe now.
I'm not joking when I say like there might be about 50,000 different things you can put in there.
Seems safe now.
Okay.
I am being sarky. There is not 150,000 or whatever.
Well,
it says.
no, I
But
guess
there's
that,
still a lot.
but I guess that means there's a lot still.
Yeah, there's still a lot. There's a lot of different functionality you can. Where's Chris gone? Rip.
Yeah, you have to go eat.
But yeah, no, there's a lot. There's a lot you can. There's a lot you can do with it.
Is someone there?
Show yourself.
Round the elf.
The Lord of the Eagles?
Grab these while I'm at it.
Into the trees. You should have
Yeah,
seen
fair enough. I'll just look at how to group them, because like I said, it's an absolute nightmare, and everything just looks like a mess, so trying to find one specific thing.
Mr. Baggins.
Yeah,
you
it's a bit
never
of a
cease
nightmare,
to
isn't it?
amaze. Now we
Yeah.
must find Thorine. They won't tell us where he is.
Oh boy.
He is in the deep cellar.
But my
There
main
is only one
two
way
things
into
that
the
I
deep
would want to
cellars.
improve,
Through
to
the
be
dark
honest,
water caverns.
Yes,
would
no,
be
It's
the
dangerous, but it's
AI
the only way.
and the shooting. Just
I don't like sending you down
so they
there.
do,
I
just so it
must rescue
feels
Thorin,
nicer to
and
play.
this is the only way in. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, you finished Doom now,
Shouldn't
right?
take too long.
Yeah.
Do you mind me telling you some? It's not like story spoilers or anything, but it's like an AI spoiler, if you know what I mean. It's like if you knew this, you could probably exploit it, but because it's hidden well, you just wouldn't.
I mean, that's
No.
the case with AI in most games, to be fair, but go on.
Yeah. Enemies in Doom, firstly, they'll only fire one at a time. Only one AI will fire at you at once. They take it in turns.
Okay,
And
that I can
also, they generally won't fire when you aren't looking at them. And by generally, I mean it's a rare occurrence that they will. Because you aren't looking at them, and things happen so fast that, like, if they did, then
You'd never get anywhere. in the game.
brutalized all the time, yeah.
They've got to slow the pacing
there's a
down
lot.
somehow.
There's a really good video on it, actually. I'll send it to you. There's this one dude who just constantly does really good videos, I should point out. He does videos specifically on AI in games. He's really good.
Send it
he
over,
did
I'd be
do one on
interested to
Doom.
give it a go.
Gotta find what he's called. Games, is it? AI and games. AI and games. Yeah, he's done one on just all sorts. Some notable ones. He's done one on Doom, obviously. He's done one on StarCraft, which is an RTS, which might be up your alley. He's done one on Halo, which I'm bringing up because I like Halo. He's done ones on stuff like The Division. The Ghost Recon Wildlands ones are really good, actually, because those are the AI of your teammates, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's about how the game essentially sort of cheats in not making them invincible or anything like that, but in like stealth sections, making it so that they can't be seen until you give them an order to move somewhere or something like that, and then essentially they won't be seen while they're at fault. As soon as you're at fault for it, then they're like fair game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
It's cool.
it's based on your decision and not something that's outside the player's control. Because
Yeah,
one of the
basically,
worst
yeah.
things in a game that sucks is when you lose to something that's outside your control that doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that one's a really good one to watch. I'll link you the Doom one specifically. He's done another really good one, which is, are you aware of what's it called? Alien Isolation. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Horror game. Yeah, he's done one about the alien in Alien Isolation. That one is super good and was essentially like the way that one works is the basis for the robot in Rescue, which, bear in mind, the robot does no justice to it. Takes some of the concepts and completely takes a dump on them. But I mean, that was an interesting one. Let me see if I can. Here it is. Yeah, I'll link you this one as well. He's just done a lot of really good stuff. He's well worth a watch. Oh, you remember Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
There's a really good one on the AI of Left 4 Dead as well. Because the way that Left 4 Dead works is essentially all the AIs are controlled by a thing that's called the director, right? Which is essentially like it's an overarching AI that can see everything, it can track everything, and it makes decisions based on that.
Sounds
so, like,
a bit like what I was doing with my creature management script while I was doing my dungeon keeper.
Most likely, like the concepts are, well, I guess nowadays they're pretty commonly applied. I suppose back in the day it was probably a bit more unique. But yeah, it's super interesting. It's like if the essentially it feeds like various information to zombies based on how the players are playing. So if they have really good gear, then it'll fling more zombies at them. If they're dying a lot, then it'll lay off a bit. If they've got really like bad weapons and stuff, then it'll be more likely to go lighter on hordes and then give them good weapons afterwards, and that kind of thing. Also, it
like a DM, really, isn't it?
Exactly like that. Yes, that is the exact description. Yeah, it's a DM that's keeping track of the game to make sure it's fair and fun for everyone. They know it knows everything, and it plays on that to make sure that everyone has a fair fight and it just like gets the most out of the game without it being a walkover. And I mean, we played Left 4 Dead, we died a lot, so you know.
Yeah, but that was probably also partly because we suck.
That was definitely because we suck.
Yeah.
He also did a good one. I can't remember where it is. I will find it for you. But it is about how designers have to limit AI, because essentially the easy part is making them smart. The hard part is making them fun.
Yeah, this is what's basically been the whole point of our AI lectures, to be fair. Look, making AI to go to a player and kill him is piss easy. It's making it believable and, you know.
Yeah, the easy part is giving them a raycast gun that goes straight to the player and is essentially like aimbot. The hard part is adding the accuracy to that, having them burst fire and that kind of thing. It's it's really interesting.
I will get these chests. Bollocks. Yeah, to be fair, I do really enjoy working with AI, to be fair. I want to learn more about making better AIs, but I think I've just realised what I will do for my dissertation now.
There's he's started a new series recently. His previous series is AI and games, and he's started doing a new. Well, essentially, it's all the same thing. It's all like under the AI and games sort of series, but there's like a sub-series of that called Smoke and Mirrors, which is about how a bit like in Doom, how stuff like only fire at you, like taking turns and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's things that the game is doing to like mask the fact that it's going easier on you, and then stuff that the game is also doing to mask when it sort of maybe it's like going to move like an AI slightly closer to you, maybe it's like going to teleport like an AI to be like in a flanking position behind you. How it sort of hides all that, and how it goes about. It's the dude's just super good. The dude's just really good. Would recommend. He's also got some stuff on writing AIs in Unity, but it's not like you know.
Current
Oh,
AI,
this.
it's more like you can pseudo, I'm guessing.
No, it's not like that. It's just on like the basic stuff. AIs in Unity. So how to like set up the nav mesh and that kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah, I will do more with AI, like you said. I will work with it a lot more because I quite enjoy working with it.
AI is super fun. I will give you that. The only type of AI that I do not find fun is something like an RTS AI, and that's just because not in terms of like the units, in terms of like an AI that you would fight against. Yeah. And that's just because that's a lot more programming, but not the fun kind.
See,
because you have.
Sorry, go on.
You have to sort of. You can't program tactics in because the player's not going to use the same tactic every time. Hopefully, if the design's good, then they won't use the same tactic every time. But at the same time of that, you can't have the AI. Well, you can't program every tactic into the AI and have them react to it. It's just not feasible. But also, like, you want to give them enough variety that people don't get used to it. You want to make it so that it's not just going to be like an easy, like, there's like an easy press to win sort of exploit.
You basically want to make the player work for it, but have replay value is what you're trying to do. Yeah,
and you also don't want to make them like work too hard to the point of where they're like, this is stupid, I'm not doing this. like Dawn of War and Insane. Dawn of War doesn't have a good example of an AI, by the way. Dawn of War's AI is shockingly terrible.
I mean, I can think of other games with bad AI, like Age of Empires. As much as I think is a good game, the AI, if you play it against it, literally just builds tons of every unit and just slowly spreads out in every direction. Like, there's no actual tactic or thinking or anything there. It's just spread out in every direction.
Well, it's not far away from what Dawn of War does. It's just like, oh yeah, spam troops. Oh yeah, get the commander out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but at least the Dawn of War moves towards the player.
It's true, but it does absolutely cheat on the resources. Well, not lower. At anything mid-level difficulty and above, it doesn't take into account resources into its programming. So
yeah,
but it doesn't do it subtly. When you play it on Insane, you're like, yeah, that's definitely. There's no way he's got dreadnoughts a minute into the game.
Yeah, that does kind of piss me off. It's like, I get how you've got to take shortcuts and that, but it's like, be reasonable. At least make it look like the AI's playing by the same rules you are.
Yeah, it's not playing smart. It's just not playing.
It's
just
not
playing
like
the game
playing
by
a
the game
player.
rules.
It's just putting in cheat codes. It's dull.
It's a bit like how this is another thing that's wrong with the Dawn of War AI. 'Cause this is like quite an irritating, annoying thing as well. You can't really use infiltrated units against the AI because as soon as you produce them, the AI produces things that can see them. Yeah. And just sends those units that can see them specifically towards the infiltrated stuff. Because it doesn't. It's like that's a good example of like the AI is naturally smart, so you need to do stuff to tone it down.
Like, again, it comes back to the idea of making an AI to go and kill the player really easy. It's making a believable fun AI. That's the difficult part.
Well, I think the fun is the... I'm not saying the believable isn't important, but I would put the fun above that, because, like...
It
Stuff
depends
like-
what you're going, because if you're just going for something like Dawn of War, where you're just killing each other mercilessly, then yeah, fun's more important. But there are other times where I would say you kind of need believability in order to have any fun.
I think if you're playing something like stealth game, yeah, agree, hands down. To an extent where, like, I don't know, I guess, like, if they could see you by, like, the tiniest bit, they probably shouldn't be able to, like, detect you, that kind of thing. But, I mean, beyond, like, edge cases like that, yeah, believability is important for stealth games, that kind of thing. It has its place, I just think, for the games that I play, at least.
For God's sake, I'm missing an opening crystal. I need to go find solo opening crystal 3. Brilliant. Oh man. Yeah, I guess you know, go into the graphics there.
The honest.
Oh, bollocks. I didn't notice those elves there. Yeah, I'm missing... I'm missing a cellar key and it's doing me nutting. Can't remember where the other one is. What's
I
up?
don't like that. Logging into bank and they've changed how you put stuff in.
Oh, I thought you were going to say logging into a bank and I saw my balance.
To be fair, I don't want to log into my account because I don't want to see my balance.
To be fair, I think they've closed my account because it hasn't had anything in it for the past 10 years.
Mine really doesn't have anything in it.
The life of a student.
Right, let's put it this way. There's a reason why I'm trying to sell my desktop pretty damn quickly.
Ooh, speaking of computers, laptop game today.
Hey.
It's actually really, really good. Whether that's just like placebo, because the other one was really, really bad, is yet to be seen. But it was really good. I'll tell you what, I was surprised by one major thing, which like I knew was a thing, but I thought it was a thing on more expensive laptops. So at the very least, you know, the ones that like flip around, where the screen like flips around and it can turn into a tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a normal laptop, like a normal, like just like fold down screen. It doesn't fold right the way back or anything, but it's got touchscreen on it, which is quite nice.
Okay. It didn't have that listed. Yeah, like...
No, it didn't have that listed. Specifically said not touchscreen actually on the listing.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, whatever. It's
like,
refurbished, I guess.
The thing was, it's not that it's a bad laptop, it's just for £500 you could get more, and your bosses really need to kind of grasp the concept that just because something says i7 doesn't mean that it's good. So it's like there was a Ryzen laptop that you could have got for the same price that would have been better. So...
yeah. But, I mean... it's like I keep on saying, it's just not... it's not our choice. We're giving them specs to work with. And he found that laptop and he was like, do you think this will do for your job? And I was like, well, I mean... yeah, it will. And he was like, cool. Bought it, next day delivery, done. It was very fast. Hey, I'll tell you what though. Along with it, he ordered. I didn't know this until I got home today, but he ordered 4 of the same monitor that I have, and they're solid. They're good monitors. They came with VGAs, which is weird because they do have HDMI ports. They just didn't come with leads for them. Which luckily my laptop has VGA and HDMI, Nobody else has a VGA, so I was laughing straight to the bank. Yeah. So Lloyd was on. No, sorry, this was yesterday. Lloyd was happy today because he brought his own HDMI from home. But yeah, we had a lot of screens. There's a lot of screens going on at the moment.
I was sure.
I would argue maybe too many screens.
The thing being is that it's like I said, it'll work, it'll do. It's just they could get more for it. And the thing that annoys me the most is your bosses are meant to be running a company, so they should know what they're buying, or at least have someone to advise them on what they're buying. And
well, there's only one bloke in charge, and there's only 6 of us, including me, in the company.
Even so, you should still have someone who knows what they're doing in that regards. Otherwise, like in this case, it's not too bad because the laptop will still do the job. But you can end up in situations where you're spending money on something that actually won't do what you need. So, yeah, like I said, the one you've got will do the job. It's a hyper-threaded dual core, and the processor's from like 7 years ago. Because it's the same generation as my desktop, and it's a mobile chipset. That
it is. I thought it would be. I thought it would do what we needed it to do, but after a bit of a stress test today, I will call myself impressed because that thing held up very well. I suspect it is not the specs that were. I didn't check, bear in mind, but I suspect it's not the specs that were listed.
I mean, have a look. I mean, if it specifically says it's not touchscreen and it is touchscreen, then it does kind of.
Yeah, exactly. That's quite a big thing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, like it held up very well because I had to transfer over all my Chrome profiles. But obviously, a different Chrome profile means not just a different Chrome tab; it means a different Chrome window.
Must be the wind.
So I had to get open 200 plus Chrome windows, which is, I mean, it's 200 plus Chrome windows, and then I had to actively do things on them, as opposed to just having them sat in the background, as they would usually. To be fair, normally most of them would just be sat in the background, but I had to re-sign into accounts and do all that. So yeah, it went through more than it usually would, but yeah, it held up very well.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's got a high clock speed, it does have 4 threads, and it does have 12 gigs of RAM. It's just, like I said, you can get more from it. So, it'll still do the job, you can still dev on it fine, it's got plenty of RAM, things like that, you'll be absolutely fine with it. It's just, the purist in me and the small business person that's there is kind of mad because you could have got more. That's all, you could have got better for what you paid. So
I am confident that Tony has a plan in mind that he's just not saying, because he often does.
Maybe fair enough, but like I said, I've just woke on with something different.
Although I did find out yesterday that my bad one. He's like, oh yeah, when we if we take someone on in Summer Next, we'll have a spare laptop for him. And I was like, oh, you're gonna give him the old one? And he's like, well, I mean, it's not ideal, but everyone has to suffer initially, don't they? It's part of the initiation now.
Wow.
So that's
I'll be honest. I would, if I absolutely have to, you've got to make do. But I would try and use something else if I could.
Yeah.
Having said that, I've got this thing now, so I've just used this thing.
Well, I mean, Tony's a solid dude anyway, but it speaks well to him the fact that we had our employee reviews on Monday. No, wait.
The barrels floated down
we had
Lake
our employee
and carried
reviews
Bilbo and the dwarves to the safety of Lake
We had our
Town.
employee reviews on
In the
Tuesday,
shadow
I
of the
think.
dragon's lair,
Will, I can't hear you
Thorin
over the
declared himself
cinematic.
king
that's-
under
I
the
understand
mountain. The people of Lake
Oh,
Town
it's on
held a
cutscene,
great
sorry.
feast for the dwarves, Their old prophecies said gold
know
would
when
flow
it's a
from
sea
Langley
whale.
Mountain when the king returned.
I've got it up.
And while the dwarves feasted, Bilbo had the run of the town.
Welcome
Oh,
to
God.
Lake Town. After a few
Getting
days' rest,
smashed.
you'll be ready to head up to the Lonely Mountain.
He's...
Go find the master of Lake Town and send him thanks for his hospitality.
Hands.
He'll be by the Great Hall.
Go on then, Will. What were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I had my employee review on. Tim, do you remember when I was saying to you about this? When were we?
Yeah.
When were we on Space Engineers? And I was like, oh yeah, I had my employee review today. What day was that?
I can't remember.
It was Monday or Tuesday. So, one of them. And I mentioned because we fill out like a form and you happy with what you know? Things is what
You're breaking up a lot, Will.
Oh, it's not just me. Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
You're dying, Will. Like, just not even Optimus Prime at this point.
Yeah.
Hello?
He really has died. Rip.
No, he's disconnecting and reconnecting in Discord. I don't know if you can see, but
Well, no, because I've not got Discord up. And I'm streaming, so...
There we go. That should be better.
This is Bob.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yep, can hear you now.
Cool.
We've heard
Yeah, so employee review. One of the things is like, what do you think we could do to help your performance be better?
The local wine merchants are in an
And
uproar.
me and Lloyd were talking about this, and I was like, it's super cheeky, but I'm going to put appropriateness of equipment. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I know he already knows that it's not ideal, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, because in the day we need to have a chat about it, because it's like, I'm trying to get things done as quick as possible, and the laptop is not trying to get things done as quick as possible.
He's
Yeah,
asking
exactly.
you
Yeah.
how can we improve your performance, and you've got to be honest, well, at the moment, I'm being held up because I try and do something on the laptop, and I have to wait half an hour for it to catch up. So,
Yeah.
it's saving him money at the end of the day.
Yeah. There was that, and then the other one was like, oh, what are your concerns? And the thing that I put was like, well, we're swamped with support, and there's only two of us, and one of us is an apprentice, and the other one's only... I didn't even know about any of these programs like a year ago. So, like, we're not like the most ideal support team to begin with, and there's just too much coming in. And we're taking on a load of new customers, so it's just a bit too much. And it was my employee reviews at Cineworld. You're supposed to have one once every 6 months. I had one in the 2.5 years that I worked there. So
I never had one while working at CGC, so you still want to
exactly, yeah. That is just what employee reviews are like. So I went into this one expecting it to be like, oh yeah, we'll really look into them for you, sure. So I got into the thing, and we discussed all like the usual stuff. We discussed about deleting the things. We had a good little laugh about it, and then he was like, "All right, so about support, yeah, we're gonna reroute because obviously there's 6 of us."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take on more cases." He's the boss of the company, very much. He handles like basically everything businessy. He handles. He's handling business from over, I think it's up to like 250 customers now. He's trying to keep all them happy. So he has a lot on his plate, as it is. Along with keeping all us happy too. But he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try and dip in and out and take on spot cases when I can. Also, the 2 installation engineers, as soon as they finish an install for that week, I'm gonna have them work support now. So they'll be working more and they'll be helping you, which is nice as well. So that was quite a good result. It was like alleviating, but I mean at that point it's all just like words in it. So yeah, and then we got talking about the laptop, and he was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what we can work the budget, and we'll have it sorted at some point. So anyway, fast forward to the next day, and we're obviously all in an office together now. So whenever he's calling somebody, he's doing it in the office, and we can not like listening, but we can hear.
You can't help but
on the
hear
phone.
what's going on, yeah.
Yeah. So he's talking to Darren, one of the other people I work with, one of our other six. And he's like, yeah. So what we're going to do from now on is I'm going to help out with support. You're going to keep an eye on support, and if it gets above 20 tickets, which it usually is, Birdline, then you're going to start routing people, support engineers, to go and help them. You're going to take on a few tickets, and we're going to try and help them work through it. I want you to keep a spreadsheet, see what's taking the longest, in terms of like hurdles, and we'll try and speed it up as much as we can to make it as easy on the support team.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, he's actually like talking to people. He's actually doing things. That's nice.
At the end of the day, that's what a proper boss should do, and it's good that he's doing that, because at the end of the day, that's your bloody job. Like, I appreciate they've got a lot of other stuff going to do, and yeah, you've got a whole company to run, but part of running that company is making sure your employees can do the job and aren't being overloaded. So,
absolutely. So yeah, so there was all this, and I was like, oh, that's good. At least some good came out of it. It wasn't all, it wasn't all the waste of time. And then that same day, like a couple of hours later, he sent me that laptop.
Strange.
And he was like, "This any good?" And I expected it to be like, "Oh well,
From your description, that sounds
if this is good, then that's the kind of thing that we'll look at down the line."
Mr.
And
Baggins,
then
you've done that town a great
I said to him like, "Oh yeah, that was quite good."
making you an
And he was like, "Oh yeah,
honorary
cool."
member of the town guard.
And then I sent it to you lot, and I was like, "Yeah, what do you think on this?" Thinking like, when it comes to actually looking at them, then we'll properly look into it.
Please accept this.
Anyway, he sent us a message on Wednesday morning, saying like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be in. I'm not feeling great, but there's 4 brand new monitors coming in for you all, and there's a new laptop for you all. Bear in mind that laptop has the same budget as we have for the office, right? So I mean, it might not be like the most expensive end laptop, but we're a small growing company.
You don't have a lot of money, so
chunk
like,
out of the
a grand to you lot is still a fair chunk of money.
So he was like, "Yep, sort that out for you. It'll take you like maybe like a week or so to transfer all your stuff. I appreciate that. So if you're like a little slow on spot, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, hope it's good for you." And I was like,
Time to see what's inside.
"You just bought one? Right?
It is
good.
Like,
good stuff."
I still hold to the fact of he should know the basics. Like, I'm not expecting him to become a hardware whiz, but I expect him or someone on the team to have basic knowledge just so they know what they need to get. But at the end of the day, if he's willing to do these things, that's good, because that's what a boss is meant to do. It's part of running a company at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
I will say he is like one of the best bosses that I've heard of. Like he's always kind, he's always nice, he's always punctual. He's good to get along with. And not only that, but if there's a customer that's annoying you, and you're like me and Lloyd, because we'd sit next to each other because we help each other with support calls. Lloyd's the other guy who used to be an apprentice.
Yeah.
And me and Lloyd are like, "Oh, it's Gary's emailing again about his bloody broken documents." So he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I hate Gary, he sucks ass, doesn't he?"
Bear in mind we're
And we're
streaming
like,
at the moment.
Yes, he does. Nobody's watching. Tim, do you have a stream up?
Yes.
There you go, nobody's watching it.
Yeah, but don't forget, I also upload these to YouTube, so just careful what you're saying is all I'd say.
Who watches your YouTube?
John, I'll be honest, Gary is already a cover-up name because we don't have a customer called Gary, so...
Okay, fair. So as long as you do actually have that in place.
No, I thought ahead, don't worry.
Good.
I've been at this streaming game for a while.
I'm just waiting for it to turn out. I'm just waiting.
I wait for us to get a new customer called Gary.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just thinking.
Sometimes I wonder if us lot just stream just to vent stuff to whoever is sad enough to have to listen to us lot moan about our lives.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Why do you think I stream? That silence indicates that that's a lie.
What do I rant about?
random.
You do have the occasional rant. It's normally about
Yeah.
games or something, but you do have the occasional rant, I'm afraid.
Well, okay, nothing.
How long was your book taking to get there, Tim?
Yep.
Okay, fair. Yes. Okay.
You say he's got you there, I'm afraid.
Oh, yep. I'll really accept that.
I can't wait for this one to come out, and then the next one's going to take forever too. Oh dear. The stream for it, right? So people come to us. Bit of ventilation.
Oh man.
I'll be honest, if it's not that, God knows why they come to us, because it shows in good content. And you might say, speak for yourself, John, but you know it's true.
I didn't hear what your statement was, so...
No.
I'm going to assume it was an insult, and I'm going to say to shut up, but...
An insult to all of us, to be fair.
I mean, then
I
it's
was saying
very
all of our content is terrible.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. The only thing that's ever come out of me that was decent would be some of my fails videos. Everything else is just utter tripe.
I may have something else for you to do.
Including what is my most popular video series. It was so shite. The Visual Studio, the Visual Basic, bloody Space Invaders tutorial.
I was thinking if that was what you meant, but I didn't know if that's what you meant by like series. I didn't know if you meant like
yeah, because I showed how to make the full game. It's really bad. The code in it is absolutely terrible.
I would say the customer base is worse, but yeah, sure.
Pardon?
I would say the customer base is worse. Or the viewer base, I suppose. The ones who are like, send me the completed file so I can press
still
this
get
assignment.
people doing that. It's like, guys, I'm not that daft. I've had loads of people ask me for the code for you to hand in. Like, do you remember? I'm not going to say the kid's name, but do you remember a kid who tried doing that at our college?
You're lovely.
Was it one of Tim's year, or was it the one that I'm thinking of?
It was one of Tim's year, the one you're thinking of. Just tried copying it all out of the thing.
Right. I don't remember the one in Tim's year, but I do believe it.
Yeah. So, kind of says everything, that doesn't it? It's like I did put the project files up for people to download. It's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, but for people to read through, and people have tried submitting it as their own work. I mean, I think you were there where I had that conversation with Kevin in the end, weren't you, about people submitting my thing as their work?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised a little bit they didn't ask you to like take it down, or just like make it private around that time of year or whatever. Because, I mean,
because at the end of the day, there's
quite an
loads of other
epidemic.
tutorials, isn't there? There's loads of other tutorials that do the exact same thing.
That's true, but yours was a reoccurring one.
Yeah, but I think he was also aware that I wasn't going to give anyone the files or whatever, so... Plus, this is Kevin. He was a really nice guy, and sometimes a little too nice.
Kevin was the best guy.
Just saying, I still have all of my work from college, and looking back on it, some of the worst stuff I've ever read.
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
My pizza program was absolutely appalling. My pizza program.
Yeah.
Literally just shit tons of if statements.
Nobody's pizza program, nobody's plane program, nobody's gamesware, nobody's object oriented was. Anything programming actually was just atrocious, wasn't it?
My programming wasn't as bad as I thought. For me, it was the paperwork. It just...
yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, but at the same time, we
fun
also overdid the paperwork occasionally. I can't remember what I meant to be doing. Well,
I don't remember ever overdoing the paperwork. I only remember constantly underdoing it.
Yeah, I don't know, because there were times like we would be... Do you remember my, I think it was my hardware one, ended up being 57 pages long?
No, I don't, but was it a very large font size by any chance?
No. Or do you remember when we were shown someone's assignment and they'd literally had 2 pages and it was all in font size 16? Or something like that.
Yeah, that was classy.
I think that was for the Networks one.
I think that was for a filled college qualification, wasn't it?
I think you might
I think
be
that's
right.
all they got out of that.
When it came to edits and stuff like that. Tim, I'm afraid your
Edits, that
class
was
were
hell time.
appalling for
Vaughn and
that.
the goblins stole all those weapons.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
Pot kettle
Goblins?
black.
Then I'm through. No self-respecting thief arms goblins against his own. The
Just,
weapons
oh yeah,
are in
it's
Renard
Deadlines Day.
warehouse.
Oh,
Now
what?
leave me be.
Can we have an extension, Kevin? We've not started yet.
Can we have an extension for the 50th time? No. What do you mean we can't have an extension?
It's when it got to the end of the year and Kevin stopped giving extensions. The looks on everyone's face in your class, Tim. And then the looks when they realised what I've been warning them all year. They suddenly had to do about 5 modules in like 2 weeks.
Just saying.
What?
I've just found. I've just gone back and I've got the game that I made for Object Orientated, and I forgot what sprites I used.
Well, what game did you make for
I think you made a chess game, so you had a knight, you had to take
No.
all the pieces.
No, that was the game. Oh no, I can't remember. I
Yeah,
know
another
that we
game
made
did you
2 games. There was one where I made a chess one, and then there was one where I made a really terrible fighting one. Would you like to see
Oh, I think I remember this.
the sprites that I used? And this was actually submitted as
it's
my
got
work.
in Private chat.
Hang on, send a screenshot and put it in screen
Oh,
chat,
yeah,
because
I
otherwise
do
I'm not
remember
going to see it.
I do remember this.
Oh, I've got to see this.
This was actually
Oh.
submitted.
Wonderful.
You're a dick. What was
I
the
think
game
we all
like?
submitted,
I remember vaguely what it was, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
It's just like chess, wasn't it?
No, it was a fighting one.
Oh, was that the one where
bloody
you had
was.
like points and you could put it into like different things?
I can send it to you. It's less than a megabyte.
But I mean, can you play it on stream without getting sued?
Probably.
Don't see why not.
Well, no, I'm asking, are you going to sue him?
What, me?
No, is Tim going to sue you?
Why would Tim sue me?
For putting his work up. It's illegal. People will copyright anything these days. I wouldn't be surprised if you got copyright struck for it, to be honest, by someone who wasn't Tim.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. That's pretty
oh,
much
John,
the way
I didn't tell you.
everything's going.
Guess what I got copyright struck for?
Oh, wow, what?
So, you remember... none of my streams have been copyright struck besides this one, bear in mind. Literally nothing that we've done has been bad enough to gain attention from anyone except this. So do you remember there was the MCC stream, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Last week, I think. And I re-streamed it, didn't I? But I didn't host it. I just physically re-streamed it. Yeah. So you'd think Microsoft would have brought it down, or maybe Xbox as a subdivision would have brought it down or something like that. And they would have put a copyright strike saying hey, no, if you want to do that, you can host, but you can't just
We could have
stream it
sucked,
for
but
extra
they
views.
would have been within the right to do. Yeah.
Well, they'd have been within the rights, and it would have been a very fair complaint, to be fair. But no, that wasn't what happened. Would you like to know who I got copyright struck by?
Who?
Warner Bros. Entertainment for use of Shazam.
Wait, what?
That was exactly my reaction when I encountered it. I was like, don't think so. So I went on the stream, and I don't think it pointed me to a specific time. But I was like, right, well, it must be somewhere on the Xbox stream. Because I mean, I didn't put anything there. Surely not. So it goes to the Xbox stream. I'm flicking through the Xbox stream. I can't find it. I'm like, I don't know where. I don't know what he's on about.
We
And then
weren't
there's a-
talking about the Shazam trailer or something, were we, during it? Don't think we were.
No, I don't think so. But I will get to where it comes from. But yeah, and I was like, I don't know what they actually like struck it for. I noticed in the email there is like a link to like the audio clip of it, and sure enough, it's like the exact audio trailer from. It's like the exact trailer audio from the Shazam trailer. And I'm like, well, I didn't put that up. I don't remember that. Turns out, as the stream is starting, the Xbox stream, the stream is their Xbox stream is sponsored by Shazam, and there's like the tiniest little clip that plays before the stream. And Microsoft were 100% chill with this, but Warner Brothers were like, no, can't have that. And they copyright struck 3 hours of stream for, I think it's somewhat daft, like 10-15 seconds of audio.
I mean,
that I think we're talking over. I'm pretty sure we're talking over.
You can still argue that, to be fair, because it's under commentary and fair use and all kinds of things, so...
Well, yeah, it's definitely under fair use anyway.
You have the black
because something's being added to it, regardless of quality of what the thing we're adding to it is. But also, it's not like a direct repeat. It's a like subsection.
Yeah.
So, yep. But I don't. At the very least, I can't figure out how to go against copyright claims on Twitch. I'm sure there is a way, but I can't figure it out, and I don't care enough to keep on trying. So it's gonna stay like that.
Yeah,
they can have it
because
it's not making any money anyway.
Strikes so much nowadays; it's ridiculous. Oh, where am I going? I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. That way. Man, it is ridiculous. To be fair, I still get... The one that gets me is like, the other week, I got a copyright strike for a video on my YouTube account that I uploaded 2 years ago.
He's been reformed for years.
Like, I didn't bother arguing with it because I don't really bother with YouTube anymore. But, you know, you're thinking it's been up for 2 years. If you've got that big of an issue with it, why are you why is it taking you so long?
Yeah, why now?
Yeah.
I cannot find the other game that I made for the life of me.
It's probably a good thing, Tim. That's not lie. You know what I submitted? Practically an exact rip-off of Sonic. Right down to the intro animations.
To be fair, it was quite a fun little game, that, and a lot of people were quite impressed.
Not terrible. Frame rate issues, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the optimization wasn't great.
Some of the thieves are in league with goblins. I must find their lair.
That's a tall tale for one so small. It has the ring of truth.
Can't remember what it was called. I know I still have your Five Nights at Kevin's game.
There's an heirloom.
At some point I might play that on stream just to show, like, Chris and that what it's like.
You're very welcome to. I want to see. I'm pretty sure, like, human rights might sue you for making people watch it, but
I'm not making people watch it. They'd be watching of their own volition. It's not my fault.
You're making yourself watch it. You're making yourself watch it.
I'm doing worse than that. I'm making myself play it.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. I seem to remember it wasn't that, like, it looked terrible, but it was that, like, everything else about it was terrible, and also it looked a bit terrible too.
It was just how you based all of the robots off us lot. Or wait, who were the robots based off? There was Dan and Becky.
Yeah, it was us lot. There was Kevin. Don't know if it was Joe. Might be wrong. Tim wasn't there at this point, I don't think.
No, he wasn't.
At least I don't think I was either. Spoken to Tim enough to know.
Because I was the player. Because you made
it
my
you
18th.
weren't in it. Yeah. I'm sorry I never fixed that, but I mean, given my track record, that is somewhat to be expected.
To be honest, I was just amazed that you actually made it, to be fair. It was absolutely hilarious.
If I had a version of Unity to boot that in nowadays that would like run it, I'd fix it for you. But unfortunately,
I mean, you
do
probably
not.
could. You could
A
probably
lot of
download
it
it
broke.
using Unity hubs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just if you can be bothered to do it.
Well, I'm wondering if Unity keeps like, because I imagine it does. Will keep like a log file somewhere in the game that'll say what version it was made with. And it was 5 point something, so it was at
No,
least.
it wasn't 5. It was before Unity 5. I'm sure of that.
No, because it had area lighting, so it must have been in 5. But it might have been like 5 when 5 came out.
Yeah, I think it was 4.6, 4.7. I know you're excited for 5 in college, but I don't think 5 actually came out properly until until like after college. I could be wrong though.
Oh no, 5 definitely came out in college. It could have been, yeah. It could have been beta 5 maybe. I remember it has like area like reflections and stuff, which weren't in 4 because they were in the paid version of 4. So I sure as hell have never played Unity, unfortunately. So yeah, must have been on the older side, but not that old.
Yeah, because I know the first time I tried Unity, it was version 3 point something.
When did 3 come out?
I think it might have been 3.2. I know it was something like that, and I had absolutely no clue what the bloody hell I was doing.
On a serious note though, John.
Mm-hmm.
For a laugh, stream the game I just sent you.
I can't. What game is it? I can't see at the moment.
It's the one I made.
Yeah, John, I don't think it was 3. The last version of 3 was in 2012.
It might have been 4 then. I thought it was 3. Well, tell you what. Next time I stream, I'll just stream a bunch of these old games we've made. So like your game, Tim, Will's birthday game to me, stuff like that.
Go for it. I mean, it'll be busted, but yeah.
What do you mean it'll be busted? I've still got the original copy. I don't have the disc it was on, but I've still got the original copy file.
Oh yeah, I put it on disc, didn't I?
Yeah.
Why did I put it on a disc?
I don't know. I asked you at the time. Why didn't you just send me the files?
I think I wanted something to physically present you with.
Yeah, I think that's what you said. Yeah.
I remember. God, thinking back to that whole thing was a mess. I gave you a game that was on a disc. Becky bought you a present that she then opened herself because she wanted it, and then bought you another one. Everything was a mess, wasn't it?
I mean, my
Jesus
whole
Christ.
18th was a mess. It was a bit of a sorry party, to be honest.
No, the party was good. I seem to remember supremely enjoying one specific part of it.
Yeah, screwing up my PC.
Yeah.
You lot made an
There was
absolute
that.
mess of my PC.
I remember that. I remember putting that 3D model around. I remember Hannah becoming your uncle. I think it was your uncle.
I think so. It was something like that.
It's probably still there. Let's
No,
be
I
honest.
think I've changed it because it took me like 6 months to realise that you said I was in a relationship. So my Facebook history now says that I spent 6 months in a relationship with an unknown person. It's like I never did.
Yeah. I have no defense for that.
You
Just-
left my.
yep.
It was also the fact that I had like 200 instances of Blender open while I booted up and stuff like that. I was still finding that bloody model
Oh, yeah.
years later on that hard drive. It wasn't.
I'm surprised you're not somehow still finding it now. I'll be
It's only
honest.
because I've formatted the hard drive since. Like I was
Yeah,
still.
but I thought it would have infected something, like Google Drive or something like that.
I mean,
It
I
might
would
have,
say
who
you
knows?
guys were the infection, to be honest. Like the amount of shit
not
you
wrong.
did to my PC.
I might, you know what I might do?
What?
It'd be fun if I wrote a script that, because you can script in Blender, if I wrote a model file that had a script attached to it, which was that model again, a recreation in detail, of course. But every time that it's opened, it generates 10 more files that are identical to it, but places them in random locations on the computer and gives them a random name and file icon.
I hate
so
you.
you'll come across something and you'll be like,
Good evening.
what's this? You'll open it.
I'm
And it'll
never
make 10
letting
more
you
random
near any
locations.
of my stuff again. I mean, I'd already said that after, like, also just a random crap. You put my phone inside my desktop and then never told me
I
it
wasn't
was
responsible
there.
for that.
And then you just started wrapping loose cables and rope around the monitor and tower. It's like,
I also
what the
was not
fuck?
responsible for that.
It's like, what the fuck were you guys doing? Whose idea even was
Did you know
that?
that there is a secret entrance to the thieves' hideout
Don't
in
know.
your cellar?
Might have been Tim.
What's this?
Yeah,
Somehow I
no,
don't think it
yeah.
was, because that doesn't seem like a Tim idea. It seems more like a Dan or Becky idea.
Oh, I definitely want Dan's. Could have been Becky's, actually. It might have been Jesney's. She might be the
I
dark
don't
horse in
think
all this.
Hannah was there, though.
Yeah, she was.
Was she?
Yeah.
So what are we on about again?
John's 18th. Also known as the Great Penis Model Catastrophe.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna prefer to think that that's the bit that made you know what bit we're on about.
Hey, Will, you any good at puzzles?
Yes.
Do you all try and solve this kid's puzzle in The Hobbit?
Hey, go on.
Alright,
Do I need
but-
sound on?
Yeah, you got your sound on.
Oh, do I need it? Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Or you could just
Oh,
read
that's like-
subtitles if you want.
Oh yeah, I'll try and do that. Oh, I shouldn't have accepted that. I'm
Okay,
dyslexic. But yeah, let's
Basically,
go on.
so I have a wine rack down here. I have 5
I gotta
wine
wait for it. I
bottles.
gotta wait for it to catch up.
Okay.
Right, wine rack down here. Yeah.
Yep, I have 5 wine bottles of different colours. If I put the colours on in the right order, a secret door will open.
What
This-
colours you got?
Like
Oh, wait,
yellow,
hold on.
blue, red.
Can you like go back downstairs?
Mhm.
Again, I have to wait for it to catch up. I'm hoping. Can you just preface now that this isn't one of them things where you talk to the bloke and then he just says, "Oh, I can't figure out. Oh, this is how you do it."
No. He can't remember the exact order, but he remembers weird clues for some reason.
What colours are there? Is there a red, blue, and a green?
Red, yellow, blue, black, and I can't remember the 5th. I'll
Right.
just
Is
listen
it
to the
by
audio
any
clip.
chance? Okay.
The combination escapes me in memory, but I do remember this. Yellow is to the left of red and blue, which is not next to black. Purple can only lie beside black and none else. Black is to the right of yellow. I regret I can't remember more.
Can't remember all that. I'll be honest. Can somebody write that down for me?
Do you have a notepad open?
I can do. Give me a second.
And just shorthand it.
Right. So it's someone's to the left of blue and is it yellow's to the left of blue
I'm
and
playing
red?
it again.
Yellow is to the left of red and blue, which is not next to black.
Stop breathing, Tim.
Purple only lie beside black and none else. Black is to the right of yellow. I regret I can't remember more.
I can't remember the answer off the top of my head. I'm not really listening to it because I want to see if you can get it.
I'm gonna need it once more.
Ooh.
The combination escapes me in memory, but I do remember.
I missed the
this.
last bit.
Yellow is to the left of red and blue, which is not next to black. Purple can only lie beside black and none else. Black is to the right of yellow. I regret I can't remember more.
Okay. Oh, I can hear my clacking on stream. That sounds good. Um, Right.
Do you want it again?
Not next to black. I think I got it all. Give me 1 minute.
I have no idea how this passed the god.
Do you remember the order, Tim?
Yeah, give me 1 more time. I think I've got it, but I just want to confirm.
The combination escapes me in memory, but I do remember.
There's two that
this.
one fuzzy.
Yeller is to the left of red and blue, which is not next to black. Purple can only lie beside black and none else. Black is to the right of yeller. I regret I can't remember more.
I used
I
to
think
find these difficult.
red and blue might be backwards, but I think it's yellow, red, blue, black, purple.
Okay, what was the order?
I think my notes might be fuzzy. Yellow, red, blue, black, purple, or yellow, blue, red, black, purple. Alternatively, it could be the ones that are on the shelf opposite to this, but
You were very close with that. Well,
was it the other way?
He was right.
Blue and red.
Blue and red needed to be the other way, but yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you.
What was the?
Go
Yeah,
on.
what was the clue about the blue and red? Because those were two
It
that I was
doesn't give
fuzzy
you
about.
one.
Oh, okay.
But it narrows it down enough for you to only have to try 2 combinations.
Yeah. Fair. I'm a genius. I figured out a kid's game.
I thought you might enjoy this one.
I'll be honest, I thought it was going to scumbag me because I thought it was the bottles that were on that shelf. I thought it was the colour that order that they're in.
Nope.
But no.
You've got to listen to that. To be fair, a lot of puzzles in this game are really quite good. Okay, screen's bugging out a little bit here, but there we go. We'll do that. Wrong one. Oh man, one of the main reasons I liked this game was for its puzzles, because... Okay, where's the switch? There should be a switch here.
Alrighty.
How am I meant to get in these doors? I mean, I don't need to get in these doors, but... There's bonuses behind the doors, and I kind of want them.
Reset?
Yeah,
You
hang
just
on.
saved, so... Live in the one.
Exit game. Load game. Try that. Ah, here we go, the switches are there now.
There you go.
First time I've had that issue.
I'll just like a RAM storage thing.
Yeah.
Loaded it, right.
Come on, move.
I
move.
don't. You know that is like a weird, like early 2000s port thing, isn't it? Where stuff just doesn't clear caches right, and therefore stuff doesn't load.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of games have that. I don't know why.
I can only assume it's some difference in like the environment, so they don't run scripts the same way. Like all I can guess.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it kind of sounds like a cheap answer, but I couldn't give a.
No, I think it's just like it must be something in like how like stuff stored in RAM or something like that. 'Cause it just doesn't clear cache properly.
Yeah.
If there's not enough like, well, not enough room, but there's not enough like room for the game to do its stuff.
Yeah.
It's assigned space. Sonic Adventure's kind of like that as well. That's a weird port. It's a weird port anyway, but
Well, that's the thing. Whenever you port games over, you can't just make it a straight port because it's just not how things work. So
You-
things break.
You know, Station Square
Yeah.
outside the train station. There's like the beachy bit and all that. Well, that bit actually has like a giant. Well, essentially has like all of the casino area geometry in it, just because like it isn't cleared properly. But we don't have its textures with it, so it just like randomly pulls a texture from the loaded ones.
Yeah,
That's like another weird example. It's just strange. Just strange.
Right, there we go. That's that one. One button. That's the one I want. Yeah, it's just old games, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they never work perfectly well, so.
I think this is why, like, up to an extent, I'm alright with companies doing like sort of cheap remasters, because it, like, a lot of these things don't necessarily work right anymore. We just don't have like the capacity to play them properly, and it's a shame.
Yeah.
So in the interest of like preserving these things, I get it. It's still scummy business practice. Don't get me wrong. I still don't like the fact that people are like, "Yeah, we could have worked on a proper game."
It's the way they do it, though, isn't it? It's not the fact they're doing it; it's the way they do it. So
yeah,
I mean,
it's why I'm thinking. It's why I'm like the concept on paper. It's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, is it,
in reality,
the thing is, like, look how I'm having to play this. I'm having to run it through a VM, and I do have issues with it because I'm having to run it through a VM. So it's like, and this is probably one of the better games I've had more luck with doing it with. So some games are an absolute nightmare to try and do it with.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there we go. That was done. Oh, I did need to access these rooms. I forgot about that. Whoops. Oh. There we go. Right. Now I just need a straight line. So.
What time are we on?
It's probably about 9, so I'll probably call it quits in a few minutes, so you can stream.
That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind when I'm not too strict at the time. Just as soon as you reach a good point. I'm painting orcs, but I can't see a thing, so.
Well, if you can get me till 5:30, then I should probably be able to complete this level by then.
Sure, yeah. We'll do Space Engineers, so you can stick around with us for a little bit if you want. I know you're not staying up too late. But...
Might do, might not, we'll see. Oh, I hate this puzzle. This puzzle's a pain in the ass. Never be asked with it.
I'm gonna build a train tonight, by the way.
Train?
Sort of. It could be a giant cargo train.
Can you
Essentially,
have, like,
I'm gonna...
track type stuff in Space Engineers?
Well, it's not going to be a train in that regard. It's going to be a train in the regard of it's going to be like 50,000 containers all chained together that I'm going to set up like a rudimentary AI on them, so you'll be able to send it like back and forth between like home base and yourself. So if I basically so that I can take down more pirate ships and not have to worry about transporting all the stuff back.
That does make sense, to be fair. Next time I come on, I might build something similar. Mind you, if you already build a cargo container, I'll find something else that's useful to build.
We could do the cargo ship doing a large grid one. We came across a problem. Well, not like a problem, as in like a game problem, but as in like a problem in that we didn't think of it. But to do with our grinding ships, so we need like a solution to that.
I've got a solution. I'm going to be doing it.
Oh God.
Never mind. I'll find something else useful.
Never more terrified. No, I don't think you told me about a cargo ship. So.
No, it's not a cargo ship. It's fixing my current ship so that that it will work as a grinder ship and it'll still do that stuff.
I vaguely remember you mentioning it, but I don't remember what you said.
Gonna be great.
Oh no. If your proposal for something involves words that could have come out of Donald Trump's mouth, that's never a good sign.
I mean, anything he says is just never a good sign anyway. So...
You want to vote him or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I remember the other patterns now. I can't remember them off the top of my head. That's not what I want. I think that this one.
God, these orcs going to be the most cross-eyed dudes you've ever seen.
I mean, could be worse. It could be me painting them.
I would really love you to paint your Space Marines, you know.
It's time and energy. Like, as bad as it sounds, I just don't really enjoy painting that much. Cause,
that's fair.
Like,
no, that's fine.
The thing is, I would love to enjoy it more, but I end up doing a bit like with all kinds of things, like drawing, painting, stuff like that. I wish I could enjoy it more, but I just can't because I end up doing a terrible job. I just end up getting frustrated with myself. So
well, I think it just takes like a bit of patience to become better. Because everyone starts out terrible. You've seen my first Space Marine. Jesus.
I just get distracted too easily.
Well, I mean, I said I was going to have a painting night tonight, and for the past 2 hours I've been talking to you bollocks. So.
I mean, you could have been painting at the same time. To be fair.
Well, I am painting at the same time. It's just I can't see what I'm doing. I think these plans would have held better well if the lights had have held better well.
Well, that is also true. Yeah, I'm not that far off the end of level now, so I'm not even going to need till half past.
Fair dues. I'll get the stream stuff up in a second. I know you're not like that close, but it's nice to have them ready.
Absolutely no. Well, as long as I don't screw this up 5 minutes, I should be good.
Cool, I'll get going.
Like I said, so long as I don't screw this up.
Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Found out that Iron Warriors have special rules today. They're deemed siege specialists, right? So they're supposed to be like really, really good at just like A, building fortresses and B, sieging fortresses. It's their shtick. Give me a minute. Pen away. Get my phone up. Right. Yeah. So the Iron Warriors.
I realise I've gone the wrong direction. Where do I want to be?
Enemy units attacked by units with the Iron Warriors faction like word don't gain any bonus to the saving throws for being in cover at all. Never. In addition, you can reroll failed wound rolls for Iron Warrior stuff when they target a building. So any like fortification and stuff, they just destroy, and nothing can hide from them. Which I think, to me, means I think I'll need another Vindicator. I think I'll need another big ass cannon boy.
I swear it is. Head back that way. Oh, bollocks.
John.
Yeah?
What time did you say you were staying up till tonight?
Not much after 10.
Would you go to half 10?
Maybe 10, I don't know. Depends where I get tired and go to bed.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking I might call a stream at half 10, so.
Fair enough.
So I want to do some painting tonight. So, if you want a good outing point, that might be it.
Oh, God's sake! I was doing so well, and then I just kept cocking it up. Oh, for God's sake! Should be able to do this bit perfectly fine, but no. Can't do a basic bit of platforming because I'm useless.
Yes,
oh,
fair.
I've. No, go on then.
Just going to say, I guess 5 minutes was a bit of a wrong guess, John.
Yeah, well, it would have been 5 minutes if I didn't keep cocking up.
I have another goal actually for this stream, which is to drag your thing out of like the little hole it's in.
Okay, fair. Good luck with that, but...
Well, stuff like that lags the server out, so we need to get it out.
You could just destroy it. Oh my god.
I could, but it's probably less effort to try and lift it out. So I don't have to hold down the left mouse button for 60 hours and keep on back and forth with all the bits. I think I have something that'll drag it out. So
Fair enough. If it comes out in relatively one piece, I'll fix it up and just add more engines to it, because that's its problem.
Well, I need you to be in it to like give it a bit of upwards thrust, because like I reckon mine can lift it out, but it's all the stuff that's piled on top. I don't know if the stuff is still piled on top. Bear in mind, it might have despawned, but assuming it is, yeah, we'll need a bit of extra shove, kind of.
Yeah, fair enough. Right. Do this properly. This is taking way too many attempts. Oh my god! Why am I so shit at this? Right. Do it properly. Stop cocking up. You can fucking do this. Right, there we go. Don't tell me I won't be elsewhere. God damn it.
I had an idea today for an infinite runner game, but you're in a car. It's like an infinite driver game. But I don't know if people would enjoy just like solid driving.
I mean, I would if there was a bit more to it than just driving.
Well, the idea would be like, essentially like the track is not randomly generated. There'd be a bit more to guide it, but essentially like game design wise, it's like split up in sections, and then those are randomly pulled from like a pool of them, of different like sections. So there'd be like stuff to drift around. You get like bonus points for like holding drifts. And there'd be like little stuff that you could like aim for and that kind of thing. Yeah, I was thinking it might be like a more of a fun time waster kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I had off the back of that, I had a separate idea that I think maybe has more weight to it, because I think it has better chances with just general people wanting to play it. So you know like voxel damage and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where like like a bit like, it wasn't Robot Wars, but that game that used to have that was very much like Robot Wars, but was like the copyright version. That's the one, yeah. You know when like stuff gets dented, it like dents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that, right? But imagine it's a crash up derby. But imagine it's not cars. Imagine it's like what are they called? Like motorhomes, drivable caravans. And then like as like you're hitting each other and stuff, it's like toilets and like showers and kitchen tops and all that's flying out. And whoever has what would be essentially would just be like a percentage left of the vehicle at the end, but would be called like enough to sleep in, basically.
Yeah,
would win.
Home ability type thing.
Yeah, and then at the end there would be like the little you win scene, or the little you win cutscene would be your dude sleeping like under like a starry night, but most of his caravan's just gone.
Just in pieces.
Yeah, and then that'd be like a multiplayer game, so there'd be like a few AIs and then like a few players.
Finally,
Oh,
fucking
no,
well
smash
done,
up.
mate. It only took twice as long as what I said.
You wait here, Bilbo.
Yeah, I'd totally be down for giving that a go, to be fair.
Yeah, because like the voxel stuff isn't. I keep saying voxel. It's always vertice. The vertice stuff isn't too bad. Ish. Sinking it'll be a nightmare.
Have you got the stream up? Look at his oh, it's
No, I don't
stopped
have the
now.
stream up, but I can imagine. Given what I've seen in the past, I can imagine.
He's doing it again. It's like only the bottom of his mouth was moving, but the only way I can describe it is as if there was a vertice like in the middle of his top lip, and they'd accidentally selected that when doing the animation. So like the
Wait. Was it like that bit when the Game Grumps are playing Sonic Boom at the start, where Eggman's top lip like inverts itself?
No, it wasn't inverting. It was going with the bottom lip.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So the rest of the mouth was staying open, but
not nice. Not pretty to look at, so we can safely establish.
The people of Lake Town said farewell as the dwarves set out for the Lonely Mountain. They passed through the lands destroyed by the dragon, the desolation of Smaug. High in the mountain, Bilbo saw a thrush cracking snails.
you're coming up to some of
Then,
the best
as the sun set on the last night of Durin's day, Bilbo saw a keyhole appear on the side of the mountain and called for the dwarves. They opened the secret passage into Smaug's lair.
Because it's all just puzzles and it's getting everything going under the mountain again.
To earn his reward.
All that stuff on top, Tim? Yeah, that's dust. It's been years. But would you like to know the coolest part about well, I guess Chaos as well, but like Space Marine Rhinos? I'll put my flash on first. Okay, this one's a shoddily painted one, bear in mind. But the ramp at the back of them comes down, and they have like a fully modelled interior inside.
Okay, right, I'm going to leave the
They have like
stream
benches
there,
and
and
stuff.
I'll pick up
Cool.
at a later date. So, bye!